welcome to Kitchen Basics 101, where I teach you the bare bone basics as if you've never cooked a day in your life from the perspective of a mom. Okay, so I've been playing with these protein bagels that everyone's making, and mine didn't turn out yet, but I've made a couple adjustments, so we're gonna try them again, and this time I'm gonna actually post it. I'm gonna do, just because if I'm gonna heat up the oven and I'm gonna do all that, I'm gonna make more than 2, so I'm gonna do 2 cups of flour. 2 cups of flour. So this recipe is 2 cups of flour and then 1.5 cups of the yogurt. I tried the 1-to-1 ratio and they were way too sticky. They did not turn out. The other thing I learned was I was doing a cup of yogurt by weight, but the people who were making them were doing a cup of yogurt by like measuring a cup of yogurt, which is not the same thing. 2 cups of flour. Then it's baking powder, which I did not add the first time I made them because they didn't say to add it. So 2 teaspoons baking powder. This makes sense to me because they were wet. They had too much yogurt and they were very dense, like not in a good way. This was not like a light, fluffy deliciousness. Sorry, that was my oven. I'm gonna whisk those dry ingredients together just to get them a little incorporated before I start. Also gonna add a good pinch of salt. I'm doing it in my hand so I can see how much salt is coming out. Need to refill my grinder. Yeah, okay. So probably like a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So we've got a little salt, baking powder, flour. Easy so far. And for the Greek yogurt, I'm using 0% Fage Greek yogurt because you want like really thick Greek yogurt. And like I said, before I did a 1.5 cups by weight, that was way too much yogurt. So this time I'm measuring with a 1/2 cup measure. So I'm gonna do this 3 times and add it to my batter. Okay, so you can see how like dry that yogurt is in the flour. So then I'm just gonna incorporate it with the spatula to try to keep my hands out of it as much as possible. Part of the reason that I don't bake is I have hot hands, and hot hands are bad for baking because I just make all the ingredients hot and everything incorporates better when you're baking if it's cold, right? So I am not a good baker. I can tell you already, I'm gonna get my hands involved. This dough is much shaggier and much drier than the first time I made them. So I think that's an encouraging sign. But it also means I need to get my hands involved a little bit just to like knead it together into a ball. Because with the spatula, it was basically just like shagging up into like little clumps. So I'm just basically pressing it together to try to make a ball, if that makes sense. And it's coming together much, much better than the first time. So it's starting to form into a ball. Okay, I might need a smidge more yogurt, but I'm gonna give it a try first to see if I can get it all together before I add that, because then I might get into a game where then I have to add more flour and then I have to add more, you know, and then it just turns into a whole mess. There's a reason that bakers have those big muscles because kneading it is a lot of work. So I'm just giving it a little tiny bit of a knead. Like I said, not a baker, don't make bread, not on the sourdough train. But if I can get these protein bagels to work, they're easy enough and they're good for me, so I want it. So I'm just giving it a little bit of a knead. It's beautiful. It's starting to get a little bit stickier and come together, which is great, into a gorgeous ball of dough. This is already much more successful than the first time I tried to make them, so I'm holding out a little bit of hope. All right. I think we're there. I'm going to form this into something that I can cut up. I wonder how many it's supposed to make. I feel like maybe 6. Does that sound crazy? I'm thinking half this way. And then like 1/3. Is that crazy? Should I have made it into 8? No, I think 6. I don't want them to be too small. Uh-oh, my light died. My light died, people. I have no light. All right. Now let's make each one into a little ball. Give it a little ball. I don't know. I could get into this. I can see how people find this whole bread making thing to be therapeutic. Because it's kind of fun, like playing. But the whole sourdough starter, I can't be responsible for another life. You know what I mean? I can't be responsible for yet another life. Okay, some of these are a little bit bigger than others. Some of these end ones are smaller. Okay. Then I think we just smash out the circle. Yeah. See, it's already starting to get too warm. My hands are very warm. And then punch a hole in the middle to give us like a bagel shape. I honestly think I should have made it into 4 because I think they could be bigger, but it's fine. It's fine. I saw some people also like roll it into like a long tube. We could try that too. They like rolled it into a tube and then like did a like whoop and made it into like a, well, I mean, honestly, that seems a little bit more bagel-y. I'm gonna try that instead of the whole thing, but I feel like mine are gonna fall apart. But it looks more bagel-y when you do that. I'm gonna try that. Here they are all rolled out on my parchment lined paper. My light dyed, so we're just gonna have to like deal with that for the moment. Now I'm making an egg wash, which is just, I'm gonna beat an egg essentially to brush over the tops. Got my beaten egg and I'm just gonna brush that. I have like a little silicone brush here. I'm just gonna brush that on top of each of these. And this is just to give it like a golden brown, shiny finish when they're done baking, okay? I've got my oven preset to 350 degrees and I'm gonna bake them like 35, 40 minutes. Another mistake I made last time was I cut into them immediately while they were hot and everyone's like, no, 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 no. That's like bread making 101. Again, I don't bake, so I don't really know. You have to let it cool completely because that's how the moisture gets all soaked up like into the baked good. So when you cut into it, it'll usually be like mushy if you cut into it while it's hot. So you have to let it cool. So we're gonna have to be patient and let them cool. And I'm gonna leave these 4 plain, but on 2 of them, I'm gonna do the nothing but the bagel seasoning. Everyone was saying that was the best. But I actually just love a plain bagel so I can like put my own toppings. So I'm gonna do 2 with the nothing but bagel so I can give it like a fair shake. And then I'm gonna do the other 4 plain. Here they are out of the oven. These are the ones I made like a loop, which I feel like look more bagel-y. All right, we have to let them cool, no touching. Turned out pretty good, I think. All right, it's taste testing time. The interior texture looks good. Looks springy and bready. I'm gonna taste untoasted. But it feels a little unfair. I feel like I should toast them. I think it's good. Let's toast it. Okay, it's hot. I gave it a little toast. It's crunchy. I think this is a winner. A little butter, jam, cream cheese. Or like you can make a sandwich. I think this is the winner. So easy too.